Peace and love, everybody. Welcome to the first episode of Connecting with the People. Today we have with us a facilitator, a leader, an entrepreneur, and an advocate for change. Today we have with us Mia Davis. Mia, tell the people what you do.
So my name is Mia Simone Davis. I'm the Vice President of Black Student Leaders. I'm the owner of Mia's Kitchen, as well as the owner of Hing Roots by Mia Simone. I'm a facilitator of multiple girls groups here in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I'm a mentor, I'm an advocate, and I strive on empowering and inspiring our youth in our community.
Beautiful. So when I do my interviews, I've done a couple of public interviews, and the main question that I want to ask people is, what does unity mean to you?
Unity.
Mm-hmm.
I think unity means uniting as one, coming together under any and all circumstances, loving on one another, and creating the life of your dream with the community that you have in front of you.
Beautiful. All right. So we're going to expand on a little bit more on this second question that I asked you, okay?
Okay.
So what and where was your start to becoming an entrepreneur and an advocate for change?
So where and when was my start? So I moved to La Crosse, Wisconsin when I was in 5th grade. When I moved into middle school, I struggled a lot in school with not feeling heard. I was a teacher's pet. I'm extremely smart, extremely brilliant. Teachers loved me, but they didn't like that I always spoke up and I always advocated for the underdog. And I feel like dealing with racial injustice in school, microaggressions, the everyday constantly being targeted as a Black female, I knew I had to do something. The school I went to in Madison was school for all kids of all colors, and I really felt empowered. Then when I moved to La Crosse, which is a predominantly white town, it was really hard for me to go to school. I struggled a lot just because I wasn't like everyone else. I felt like I've always been very mature, and I didn't like the racial jokes and the games and being called loud and crazy. That wasn't cool to me. So I always spoke up. So I became unliked by most, but loved by many for standing up for the underdog and fighting for what's wrong. So I feel like middle school, dealing with that in school, I knew I had to do something. When I was in 7th grade, my sister started a group called Black Student Leaders. She started bringing kids together in the library. We would have to beg the library teacher, beg any teacher to use their classroom for just 30 minutes so we can bring Black students together and create community. We started learning about different amazing inspirational Black people, different people who have done amazing things, different entrepreneurs, different inventors, different people that we've never seen before. We all see the basic Rosa Parks and Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King, but we weren't down and dirty. We talked about Claudine Cullivan. We talked about many different inspiring people that we don't talk about in school. So we took that time to educate our youth and educate our peers, and we started making presentations where we went and presented to every class in the middle school. And when I say that day was so phenomenal, it was the one day they allowed us to be heard. It was the one day that we were able to show them that there's more to Black people than just slavery and segregation. And after my sister graduated from middle school, I took on over as the Vice President of Black Student Leaders, and I continue to empower students in the school. We continue to create events that were wonderful for the community, and it just became positive and empowering from there. And after COVID happened, George Floyd passed away, and everyone's seen that. Everyone's seen how horrible it made us feel, how traumatizing it was for our community, how it traumatized me, and it made me fear for my young brothers and siblings and family members. And me and my sister were like, we're tired of this. We were fed up. We were overwhelmed. We were tired of being in the house. So we started protesting. We started posting on Facebook and Snapchat, meet at this park, bring your signs, wear a certain color, we're gonna go down and we're gonna march for our people. Because we've seen people do this for years in every big city, but never in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So we decided to continue protesting. We did rallies, we did forums, we did so many different things to continue to get ourselves out there and continue to empower our people. But what we found while doing that was it was extremely traumatizing. We have to keep telling our story. We have to keep crying for people to understand the struggles that we went through as Black students here. So now with our group now, we're really striving on empowering Black community and empowering our youth and reminding them how beautiful and how intelligent they are, without all the sad stuff and the bringing up the traumas and the different hardships that we went through. We're focused on resilience now and how we are going to continue to empower our people and strive to be the best people we can be.
Okay, so what solutions do you guys provide with the support groups that you guys do for young Black women?
So our support groups are barrier free. So we provide transportation to the events and to our groups. We provide a meal. We provide a time that siblings don't have to be surrounded by all their older siblings or all their younger siblings. It provides them a time to feel heard and feel seen. We strive a lot to make sure that our youth are heard in every aspect of their life. We're making sure that we advocate for them in schools. We're providing them rides to schools. We're breaking down all the barriers that have caused them to be unsuccessful. And we really love empowering. I mean, me personally, I truly love empowering youth, and I feel like youth are our future. So I do everything in my power to make sure that I continue to inspire these youth to strive for the life that they deserve, because we all deserve the great in life. We all just have to go out and get it.
Right. And I know, like, when as young adults or like just younger people in general, when we go out into the world, we feel alone. Like we feel like we have nobody. We feel like there's no like support behind us. So I think it's great what you're doing. And also, I want to say that, um, what do you think is the? How do you think the? What do you think the importance of having somebody who's a mentor and having somebody who's there for these younger kids? How do you think the importance is?
I think it's extremely important. I think I'm so grateful that growing up I had mentors in Black Girl Rock groups and different support groups that I joined that empowered me, because I don't think I would be a strong woman as I am now if I didn't have the support of those mentors. I think that everyone needs someone outside of their family that is inspiring, that has something that they're doing that they can share with other people. I think everyone has their own passion and things that they're amazing at. I think their gift to the world is being able to share that with someone else. So I feel like mentors are extremely important, and my role that I play is extremely impactful for these kids as well. They will look back many years when they're adults in different situations and remember how I taught them right for wrong, or I showed them a better example, or I showed them that Black women can be more than just a housewife. You can go out and be an entrepreneur. You can strive for whatever you want to be. So I think mentors are extremely important and they're extremely impactful. And I'm grateful that I had amazing mentors growing up, because that's how I am the way I am now.
Right. And I'm like in the field that I'm going into now and like what I'm doing, I'm just now like becoming a mentor to younger people as well. And I'm also gaining mentors too. So like the impact that they have on me, like the event that I just did, like the person that put me on to that was Holy Gods Kingston. And he really just like held my hand throughout the entire process. And he told me what I needed. He told me what I didn't need. He told me where I was going. Like he like the mentoring part of the older generation is much needed on the younger generation.
Exactly.
Because we don't know where we're supposed to go. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. But they have an understanding because they're out in the world already and they already have the experience and exactly what the world is like. So like that part is extremely important, like you said.
Yeah.
And I know as a mentor and as a facilitator and a leader, I know that you've had to go through multiple obstacles to get to where you are. So yeah, please tell the people what obstacles you had to go through.
So obstacles, I would say everything that I preach now, everything that I inspire my girls not to do is different experiences that I had. Like I said, I was a teacher's pet. Everyone loved me, but they hated when I spoke out. They hated when I was not the Black girl who was quiet, who they wanted me to be. They were unhappy when I was not just that token Black girl who just goes along with everything. Once I finally started to speak out, people really disliked me. Like, I don't go to school now. I graduated school online because the school environment is unhealthy for my mental health. It's not good. It's not a healthy space. I was surrounded many different times for me just expressing my feelings or using my voice. I was surrounded by SROs, police officers, every administrator at the school, me, a teacher's pet, so violent and aggressive and angry and mad, as they said. But all I was a student trying to be heard. So I've gone through many different obstacles. It's honestly hurtful, the things that I've been through, but I really love to focus on resilience and empowering kids to not just focus on those hardships and the different things you've been through and really strive for better. Even in my own household, I have a dad who struggles with alcoholism, and he doesn't live with me at the moment, but it's traumatizing. It's traumatizing every day having to go to school and not be heard at school, but then you come home and you have a dad who is verbally abusive because of his drinking habits. So I feel like I love to use my story to motivate people to never give up and never stop fighting, because you can create the life of your dreams and no one can control or impact how your result is. And resilience is key.
Resilience. And you are like a key mentor too, because you're living to inspire.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're actually out in the streets and you're actually doing something.
Exactly.
And like when I first started what I'm doing, like I was always behind the camera and just talking to the camera, but I knew that I wanted to get boots on the ground. I knew I wanted to actually get out and meet people and actually talk to people who are making a change. And this is a great start. So I know you said you had 2 different businesses.
Yep.
So please tell the people about the 2 businesses that you...
Yes. So the first business I started at 15 was Mia's Kitchen. So I've been cooking for many years. I grew up in the kitchen. I actually worked on my uncle's food truck when I was about 7 years old. And I remember for a straight year, I was a cheerleader outside cheering people at the Badger game to come and support JD's. I was in the kitchen frying when I could occasionally. I really enjoyed the time that I had. And I went to many different festivals, and I just knew that that's something that I wanted to do. I love the quick movement. I love the adrenaline rush. And that was always something that made me happy. I started cooking at the age of 7. I remember my mom taught me how to cook steak, which is super easy if you don't know how to, as well as chili and spaghetti, just the basics. But I loved every holiday prepping the cheese for the macaroni and cheese, picking the greens, snapping the peas. I've always enjoyed that, and it's actually something that always warmed my heart. I feel like I love bringing people together, and food has always brought people together. And I was out here in La Crosse for many years fundraising with our group Black student leaders. Every year we would do Bria taco fundraisers, spaghetti dinner fundraisers, jerk chicken fundraisers, and raise money for kids to get $100 worth of gift cards for back to school. As well, we provided them with transportation to stores, school supplies, gum, everything I dreamed of when going back to school. I know we all had those times where we seen kids with the big packs of gum, snacks, everything, the Gatorade. So at our event, we make sure that the kids have everything that we've ever dreamed of. And I just started really enjoying cooking. I seen how everyone started to love the different flavors that I did, the different mac and cheeses, the different Mexican corns. And I was like, I need to start doing this. And people started asking me to just do little birthday parties and things like that. And I was doing it, and it really started to get big. People really kept telling me, start a business, start a business. So one day I was bored and I created an Instagram. I created a Facebook and a TikTok, and I created a little logo that is horrible. But now I look back and I'm so grateful that I started, and my business has flourished ever since. I started off by doing little meal sales and fundraisers for different things, and people really started to enjoy my food. People started asking me to cater weddings, do pop-ups. Now I'm connected in Galesville, Wisconsin, where I go down there and make different meals for different pop-ups around there, go and do little events and galentines. And I really started to expand my business. And there was at a point where I was like, what am I going to continue to do? I'm getting older now. Where do I want to go? And about a year ago, I started thinking about a food truck. Mind you, I've had a dream about a food truck since I was 14, but last year I was like, I really want a food truck. And then I started looking. I didn't really have the funds, I was just doing meal sales. I was really just cooking, getting my passion out there. I did many events where I've made negative dollars, but I just enjoyed cooking. So I would just put myself out there as best as possible and build different connections. Then at one point, I started cooking for a theater here in La Crosse. It's called the La Crosse Theater. And I was making meals for them every couple months, and they enjoyed my food, and they always told me how amazing it was. And one day someone messaged me on Facebook, and they were like, hey, there's this grant, fill it out. You got 2 days to fill it out, and I think you really need to fill it out. And I'm over here like, I thought about grants before, but I was 17 years old, so I know I can't do it. But he's like, no, you can do it. Fill it out. And then I went to fill it out. I contacted a lady. She helped me fill it out completely. And I signed up for a $25,000 grant, which at first I'm like, But then I believe in the power of myself and my ability. So then I was like, girl, that $25,000 is yours. And I just had that on my mind for a while. Then right around my birthday, I got a message that that grant is mine. And I received $25,000 4 days before my 18th birthday. And I knew I was going to open up my food truck. And the crazy thing is, when I filled out that grant, all I did was for new equipment and to hire staff. So the fact that me writing just a small message about my business and my passion got me this grant that is going to help me open up this food truck is just phenomenal. And this summer, I will be opening up my food truck after I walk across that stage. So I'm truly grateful for the different opportunities and the blessings and the different people who promoted me and loved on me throughout my process, because it really helped. Community is everything, and the connections that I built here in this community is everlasting. The way people truly support me and want to see me win and want to put me on to different events is just phenomenal. So I'm truly grateful for the different opportunities that I received for my business. And my second business, Hing Roots by me and Simone, started with me just playing in the kitchen. So I've been in the kitchen all my life, like I said, but I would always create skincare products, hair care products, random things using all my mom's organic products. And one day she's like, you need to just start making products for your hair since you want to put all this random stuff in there and you need to sell it. So after many years of getting results from the amazing wild products that I made, I knew I had to start sharing them with the world. So I started making rosemary hair growth oil, strengthening oils. Now I make different rosemary waters and rice waters and thyme waters and different things that are amazing for our hair. There's so many different things that are in our kitchen, in our cabinets, that we overlook that have amazing benefits for our skin and our hair. So I really started exploring, learning more, and educating myself more on that. And I'm actually working to become an herbalist so I can be able to properly heal my body as well. So I'm truly grateful for the different connections and the people that I've met who are able to help me strive to be the best person that I can be.
And I know a couple people that are trying to become an herbalist. I know like a herbalist is like the people that are becoming herbalists. It's like coming out a lot more like people who want natural like
Yep.
ingredients inside of their just their foods or just skincare or
Exactly.
for dental or
There's so many
anything.
amazing things. When I say I'm pretty quirky when it comes to that, my mom, I grew up a Trader Joe's girl. I ate nothing but organic food. I barely like sugar to this day. So natural products have always been something that I've strived on. And when I get sick, I go to the refrigerator and I grab ginger and turmeric, and I make sure I eat my sea moss. I'm really big on naturally healing, and I love to inspire. I love to use the knowledge that I learned to inspire my girls group members. So once in a while, I make them little green juices, which they feel like are nasty, but I remind them it's good for our body and our immune system. And I like to remind our youth that there's different ways of healing yourself. I try not to say I hate the hospital, but every time I went to the hospital or the doctors, I felt like they would always try to prescribe me with a medicine or something to just numb the pain for a second. But no, I want to heal my body in the most natural way. So I create natural products that naturally heal my body, heal my skin. And I honestly can say, like, my skin and my health has been more better me naturally healing myself than going and getting a medicine or something to numb the pain for a second. So
Right.
I believe in natural medicine, and I love to inspire other people to just try it out. Like, when you're sick, go get a spoonful of sea moss and just see how it is. Like, I've seen the results. Every time my little brother, who's a preemie, gets me sick, I get a scoop of some sea moss, and I'm feeling better within seconds. And I do weird things, like I put onions in my socks when I'm sick, and I feel better in the morning. So I just try different things that, like, I go on TikTok a lot.
I was gonna say I see that on TikTok.
I go on TikTok a lot, and I just try everything, and I feel like it doesn't hurt to try. But if you're actually seeing great results, continue doing it. So I've been naturally healing myself for the past 5 years.
Okay. But I know as an entrepreneur, like you, entrepreneurs are naturally leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like they naturally want to lead people. They naturally want to inspire people. So what what made you want to become an entrepreneur?
What made me want to become an entrepreneur? I would definitely say, at first at 14, I was like, ooh, entrepreneur, you make your own money. And I respect authority, but I'm kind of always in my own head. So I'm like, I listen to the higher authority within my own self. So I always knew that I wanted to be my own boss. I've had one job, I've had two real jobs in my life. When I first turned 14, when I was able to get a job and get my work permit, I worked at a pizza ranch, and it was disgusting. Just seeing how food at a buffet is and how customer service is, I just really hated it. And I hated that I didn't have the ability to do what I want when I wanted it. But I enjoyed the money, but I just hated the.
You wanted to provide like a better service.
Yeah, I wanted to provide a better service for people, and I hated that I was not in control. I didn't like how things were being done, and I wish I could do more by myself. Then I quit that job off of the strength of being a Black woman who was not going to sit in an environment where a white man keeps telling me to smile every day and don't wear your mask, that's bad for you. And I was just like, that's weird. I'm not going to keep putting up with this. Then I was told not to wear my Black Lives Matter mask, and I'm like, oh, I'm gone now. I'm respectful. I would put in a 2-week notice, but I don't tolerate disrespect, especially when it comes towards people that I love in my community. And I feel like being in a predominantly white town like this here in La Crosse, I've dealt with that many times before. I had to stop being friends with people because they couldn't come to my house because I'm Black. But they're biracial, but their Black father said, she's Black, you can't go to her house. So I'm like, oh no. I had to cut her off really quick. When it comes to my race and the people that I love, I will drop anybody. I will drop a job. I would drop an opportunity because I feel like all money isn't good money. All people aren't good people. So I won't lower my standards down for anything of that sort. And I am grateful that my mom opened Hope Restores and I was able to work at Hope Restores, and I'm still currently working at Hope Restores, and I have the opportunity to facilitate girls groups and work as a client coordinator and provide meals for all the support groups here. I'm very grateful that I've had this job, but still I'm like, my mom and my godmom are my bosses. It's not a problem, but I want to be my own boss. So when I was 15 and I wanted to make more money, I decided to open up Mia's Kitchen. And I feel like being an entrepreneur has always been in my path. I've always led. I have an older sister, but I've always been the bossy one. I've always bossed around my little boy cousins. That's just kind of how I've been. I've been a leader, and people have always seemed to follow. So I was like, I need to do more. I need to do more. So I decided to go on TikTok and figure out how to start a business. It's kind of crazy, but I didn't know what to do. They didn't teach us how to become an entrepreneur in school. So I'm like, I'm going to use my resources and use different people in our community to inspire me to create the business of my dreams. So I really started to look at the different Black-owned businesses around La Crosse, look at the businesses that are flourishing and how amazing the people were. And I decided that that's going to be me one day. And I decided to start being an entrepreneur and a business owner.
And I know that when you worked at JD's too, which is our uncle's restaurant, his brand. I know like seeing him was probably an inspiration even for you and also for me, because like I look at him and I'm like, wow, he's actually like he's been doing this for so long, like ever since I was a little kid, and I was like, I want to be like that. Like I want to have my own time. I want to have my own free time, my own money. Like
I'm not gonna lie, those were the best times ever. The weekends that I would spend at my uncle's house, just because like all my cousins were boys, and like I said, I used to boss everybody else around, and I just enjoyed the time. I enjoyed watching my uncle go to Sam's Club and get all the products, go to Gordon's, make sure. I remember one year I was seasoning fish. We were marinating the stuff. We were putting it in the refrigerator. We were getting it ready for this big event. And I just loved seeing my uncle in that light. I loved seeing a Black man at a high up position. And I always I always glorified him. I always felt like he was just this powerful person, so amazing, so inspiring. And I feel like I am truly grateful to have him as an uncle and watch him have a restaurant and a food truck. It was always so amazing to me. Then being able to come in and get some free food, then the food was always good. So it was just like, that was always just so amazing and inspiring for me. And I always knew, I'm like, we're going to do this. I told my cousin who's the son, I'm like, we're going to do this. This is our future. We're going to do this. And we're still talking and we're speaking these positive things that are coming into our life. So I'm just so grateful that I had my uncle with that business, because if I wasn't on the food truck when I was younger, I probably wouldn't know much about a food truck and running a food truck and going to the different stores and getting all the food and seasoning and making sure things are good with the business. And I truly look up to him for owning that business. And really, I don't know, there wasn't a lot of business owners in my family growing up. So seeing him start a business like that was amazing.
And he was like the main figure too.
For many years. Then being able to see him pass that down to his sons and having our family work in his business, that's always inspired me. That's everything I've ever dreamed of, like creating something, then empowering my family with it. That's really golden, and
that's key too.
It's definitely key.
But we want to respect your time. I know you're a busy woman. I know you got other events to get to today. But please tell the people where they can find you. Tell them what's coming up for you.
Of course. So I have a grand opening that will be coming up at the end of May. So please look out for that, located in La Crosse, Wisconsin. You can follow me on social media on Facebook at Mia's Kitchen, MIAKITCHEN, and as well Instagram at chef.mia1, as well on TikTok at Mia's Kitchen. So please follow me on all social media platforms, and please look for more by Mia's Kitchen and Mia in general, because I'm an all-around entrepreneur, content creator, activist, empowering, inspiring person. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm truly grateful to be able to be on my cousin's platform and be able to say that I have a cousin who is striving out here like me to continue to empower and unite our community.
Thank you. And I appreciate too for sitting down with me and actually inspiring young adults, young women, young men to be the best people that they can be, and to organize them and to give them the resources that are needed for them to succeed in life as well. And I want to say good luck and blessings to you on everything that you have going, and good luck today with the event that you have.
I appreciate that.
Thank you everybody for viewing, connecting with the people. We'll see you next time. Peace and love.
The same thing you did, but now you claiming I'm the wrong one. Yeah, I came for a good time, I guess it just wasn't a long one. I keep smoking this gas, trying to heal this shit.